And it should blink.
Before reciting this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should first offer respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supremest human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasa may be offered. Shrimatam Swakata Krishna.
Shrimatam Swakata Krishna.
Punya Shravana Kirtanaha. Punya Shravana Kirtanaha. Vidyantasto hi Bhadrani.
Vidyantasto Bhadrani.
Vidunoti Suvitsatam.
Vidunoti Suvitsatam.
Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma Supersoul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. Nashta Preshu Bhadreshu.
Nashta Preshu Bhadreshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
Bhakti Naistiki. My regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and my rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, whose praise of transcendental songs is established as an irrevocable fact. So we have reading today from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is Canto 1, Chapter 16. How a Puri should receive the age of Kali. And we're on text 6. Attavasya Padamboja Attavasya Padamboja Makaranda Liham Satam Makaranda Liham Satam Kim Anyay Asad Alapayr Kim Anyay Asad Ayusho Yad Asad Vyayaha Yusho Yad Asad Vyayaha Attavasya Padamboja Makaranda Liham Satam Kimanyaya Asad Alapayr Ayusho Yad Asad Vyayaha Attavasya Padamboja Makaranda Liham Satam Kimanyaya Asad Alapayr Ayusho Yad Asad Vyayaha. Okay, please check.
Attavasya Padamboja Makaranda Liham Satam Kimanyaya Asad Alapayr Ayusho Yad Asad Vyayaha
Attavasya
Padamboja Makaranda Liham Satam
Kim Anyar Asad Alapayr Ayusho Yad Asad Vyayaha Atava otherwise Asya of his Lord Krishna's Padamboja lotus feet Makaranda Liham of those who lick the honey from such a lotus flower.
Of those, the honey of such a lotus flower.
Satam,
Satam,
of those who are to exist eternally.
of those who are to exist eternally.
Kim anyai,
Kamanyaya.
what is the use of anything else?
What is the use of anything else?
Asat,
Asat,
illusory.
illusory.
Alapai,
Alapai,
topics.
topics.
Ayusha,
Aishaha,
of the duration of life.
of the duration of life.
Yat,
Yat,
that which is.
that which is.
Asat vyayaha,
Asat Vaya,
unnecessary waste of life.
unnecessary waste of life.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Shila Prabhupada.
The devotees of the Lord are accustomed to licking up the honey available from the lotus feet of the Lord. What is the use of topics which simply waste one's valuable life? Please repeat. The devotees of the Lord,
The devotees of the Lord
are accustomed to licking up the honey
are accustomed to licking up the honey
available from the lotus feet of the Lord.
available from the lotus feet of the Lord.
What is the use of topics
What is the use of
which
topics
simply waste one's valuable life?
which simply waste one's valuable life?
Purport. Lord Krishna and his devotees are both on the transcendental plane. Therefore, the topics of Lord Krishna and of his pure devotees are equally good. The battle of Kurukshetra is full of politics and diplomacy, but because the topics are related with Lord Krishna, the Bhagavad Gita is therefore adored all over the world. There is no need to eradicate politics, economics, sociology, etc., which are mundane to the mundaners, to a pure devotee who is actually related with the Lord. Such mundane things are transcendental if dovetailed with the Lord or with his pure devotees. We have heard and talked about the activities of the Pandavas, and we are now dealing with the topics of Maharaj Parikshit. But because all these topics are related to the Lord Sri Krishna, they are all transcendental, and pure devotees have great interest in hearing them. We have already discussed this matter in connection with the prayers of Bhishma Deva. Our duration of life is not very long, and there's no certainty of when we shall be ordered to leave everything for the next stage. Thus it is our duty to see that not a moment of our life is wasted in topics which are not related with Lord Krishna. Any topic, however pleasant, is not worth hearing if it is devoid of its relation to Krishna. The spiritual planet Goloka Vrindavan, the eternal abode of Lord Krishna, is shaped like the whorl of a lotus flower. Even when the Lord descends to any one of the mundane planets, he does so by manifesting his own abode as it is. Thus, his feet remain always on the same big whorl of the lotus flower. His feet are also as beautiful as the lotus flower. Therefore, it is said that Lord Krishna has lotus feet. A living being is eternal by constitution. He is, so to speak, in the whirlpool of birth and death, to his contact with material energy. Freed from such material energy, a living entity is liberated and is eligible to return home back to Godhead. Those who want to live forever without changing their material bodies should not waste valuable time with topics other than those relating to Lord Krishna and his devotees. I was born in the darkest of ignorance. My spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge and offered my respectful obeisances unto him. This is like the same topic as yesterday, in a way, but it's just more focused specifically on the importance of the topics of the Lord. And the audience doesn't know that I'm watching the camera when I'm in the chair. So, okay. Audience doesn't know that I can't concentrate. So, this is about the importance of topics relating to the Lord. And this is about all the topics, whatever we're talking about should relate to the Lord. And it's also about that this is honey from the lotus feet of the Lord. So it's taking it actually a step up from yesterday's verse, because now it's actual honey from the lotus feet of the Lord. So, the first time in my life that I ever saw a lotus flower, was when I visited the Detroit temple right before I moved in. And they had these ponds in the front yard, walled-in ponds, beautiful landscaping things, and because it was a mansion. And then there was a pond, because they have winters in Detroit, so they couldn't just have a lotus flower growing in the pond, because they'd have to take it in the winter. But so it was in a pot in the water, pot buried in the water, underwater pot. And out of it came this beautiful plant, this one lotus plant, with beautiful flower on it. And I looked at it and thought, no wonder, because the lotus flower is so perfect. It's so more perfect than a rose or any other flower. It's the emblem of perfection, grand perfection. So no wonder everything is lotus in Krishna consciousness, I thought. And so here it says that the lotus feet of the Lord, and Prabhupada explains this means they're always standing on the whorl of the lotus in the spiritual world. Wherever he goes, he's still standing in the whorl of the lotus. The spiritual world goes with him. And his feet are as beautiful as the lotus. So when you think about it, his feet are as beautiful as the epitome of perfection, of grand perfection. So his feet are just beautifully perfect, and like the lotus. So one can't understand that until one has seen a lotus. I don't get the same effect exactly from here. I think it's because it's overwhelming mass of lotus leaves, and there's a little flower in there somewhere. But the lotus flower is perfect like that. And so I thought maybe the first thing I do is read about the spiritual world in the Brahma Samhita, about that world. So that can get there. Okay, it starts with Brahma Samhita 2 through 5. Well, I'll read the first one too. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme Godhead. He has an eternal, blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, and he is the prime cause of all causes. Okay, now about the world of the lotus. 5:2. This spiritual place of transcendental pastimes of Krishna is portrayed in the second verse. That's in brackets. The super excellent station of Krishna, which is known as Gokula, has thousands of petals and a corolla like that of a lotus, sprouted from a part of his infinitary aspect, the whorl of the leaves being the actual abode of Krishna. 3. The whorl of that transcendental lotus is the realm wherein dwells Krishna. It is a hexagonal figure, the abode of the indwelling, predominated and predominating aspect of the Absolute. I think that means Radha and Krishna. Like a diamond, the central supporting figure of self-luminous Krishna stands as the transcendental source of all potencies. The holy name, consisting of 18 transcendental letters. Anybody know what 18 transcendental letters in the holy name is? Which holy name is that? Anybody know?
I think it's referring to one of the Gayatri mantras.
I was wondering because this holy name consists of 18 transcendental letters.
And when it says letters, it means syllables.
Okay.
Akshar. So
Okay.
you can check out which one,
Yeah, I
You
say
can
it
guide
often
you.
now, I think.
I don't know.
It's man, and every time I do, I figure it out and I forget. Okay, the holy name consisting of 18 transcendental letters is manifested as a hexagonal figure with 6-fold divisions. I would read the purport, but it's even harder because it's practiced in on this language. You have to have a dictionary to study it. So, 5:4. The whorl of that eternal realm Gokula is the hexagonal abode of Krishna. Its petals are the abodes of gopis, who are part and parcel of Krishna, to whom they are most lovingly devoted, and are similar in essence. The petals shine beautifully like so many walls. The extended leaves of that lotus are the garden-like dham, that is, spiritual abode of Sri Radhika, the most beloved of Krishna. So that's the description in the Samhita of this whorl of this lotus. And as we have to understand, as he said, it isn't that literally, if we painted a picture of the spiritual world, it would have to be a picture of the inside of a lotus flower. But it's described that way because it's indescribable. And it's as perfect and beautiful as a lotus flower. It's as perfectly structured as a lotus flower. And so that's the best way, the analogy, I guess, the metaphor to describe the beauty. So that lotus, which is really a lotus, but in a metaphorical kind of way, it's really a lotus that Krishna always stands on. And when he comes to the material world also, it says in the purport here, he still stands on that lotus, the spiritual world comes with him. Krishna never just comes to the material world and knocks around like we do. That, touching all mundane things and everything. Everything around him is transcendental too. His associates, the road he walks on, everything is also transcendental, even though it's in this world. So this is the lotus feet of Krishna, plus they are so beautiful, so twice, two ways. The Krishna's feet are called lotus feet. So it's describing that. Let's see. I jumped ahead. I was going to talk about. Okay, that's good in the purport. That's right. So anyway, in the first purport, it's about all the topics, even this mundane history, diplomacy, politics, all these things that go into history are transcendental because they have to do with Krishna. Now, Prabhupada said, and of course I didn't have the book handy when I was doing the study, and then I forgot to look, but I had collected that quote in my book on Varnashram College. But Prabhupada said that teaching of history in the Varnashram College should not be this mundane history. It should be history of great men like the Pandavas. And I had to ponder that for a long time, what that means, because naturally as a person brought up with the Western idea of history, I'm thinking, why doesn't he want us to at least learn history so that we don't repeat it and all that stuff? So all this mundane history, well, I don't think he wanted that literally that people wouldn't know what about Western history, about world history, what are concentration camps, what are world wars, what are pilgrims, all these things. We should, War of Independence, we should, of course, people should, in Christian consciousness, kids should know what these things are. But the real teaching of history is teaching the Pandavas, about the Pandavas, teaching about Krishna, teaching about everybody related to Krishna. And why is that real history? Well, the answer to that came to me when I read Srinandanandana's book, Stephen Knapp's book, the proof of Vedic culture's worldwide global existence. That's the name of it. Proof of Vedic culture's global existence. And he explained, and with tons of references, that since the Battle of Kurukshetra, things got broken. Before that, the whole world was one culture, and there was evidence all over the world that there was once Vedic culture. There's evidence all over the world, and some of it's kept secret, because nobody wants to know, say that it's supposed to be Christian, it's supposed to be, history is supposed to be according to the way the scientists are presenting it and all that. But actually, at one time, the whole world was Vedic culture, and the Pandavas were the great heroes of Vedic culture. And only after that, when it broke up, and then individual isolated cultures developed on their own, and after about 1,000 years, maybe they started getting organized and writing. So we said written history started about 4,000 years ago or something. But actually, written history was before that, but it got kind of broken up. So if we're only going by the West, we only get what restarted like 4,000 years ago. And but in India, of course, the history is preserved. It goes way back. So we're learning about the background to all our modern. This is actually the background to our modern politics and wars. All our modern history comes from the fact that in the Battle of Kurukshetra, it all got broken up into individual things. And so that's a very important part of history. Not just what the individual guys did, what the individual countries did, but how they got that way. How they got to be individual and different countries. That's a really important part of history. And also it's reflected in the Bible, where in the first, and in Genesis it says the sons of God looked down on the daughters of men, and from them came the heroes of old. I can't quote exactly, but because probably different wordings, different versions. But from them came the heroes of old. Well, who are the heroes of old? The heroes of old are the Pandavas, and they were sons of demigods who had come down to earth, called Vaikuntha. And around that time, there was, before that, Satyavati is her name, and the daughter of the riverman, am I saying it right? The riverman's daughter, and she had a child by a great sage who was not really on the earthly human platform. The great sages lived on a higher plane. They're higher kind of beings. You know, the human, they're higher kind of being. And so again, you know, that stuff was happening at that time. So the great heroes of old were even mentioned in the Bible, and they were the Pandavas. So if you really want history, the root of all history, to understand all the history that goes on now, because then you can see what Duryodhana and company were doing, and you can see it's the root of everything that goes on now. So that's real understanding of history. So again, so if we study history, according to Prabhupada's instruction, it's connected to Krishna. The Pandavas are great devotees of Krishna, it's connected to Krishna. And that also makes history more interesting and more relishable and not a waste of time. Because actually, mundane history, you study it, you say, well, if we don't study history, we'll repeat it. Well, guess what? They study history and they repeat it all the time. So I haven't actually solved the problem of repeating history, even by studying it. They still do. They don't know why it's happening. Well, it's happening because they're eating meat and the same stuff happens all the time. So, anyways, not learning anything by studying mundane history. So it's all about everything that, if it's related to Lord Krishna, it's different, it becomes spiritualized. And just like wherever Krishna walks, it's spiritualized, it's the holy God. It's the world of the lotus on planet Earth. Everywhere Krishna walks, he never leaves it. He comes with him. So everything related to Krishna is spiritualized, and then it becomes worthwhile. So it mentions in this first paragraph, we have already discussed this matter in connection with the prayers of Vishnu Dev, and I tried to find that, and I couldn't really find it. I kind of speed read that whole section, and I didn't really find it. But one can understand that whatever Vishnu Dev was saying, he was embedded in the politics and war of the time, and also he spent a lot of time talking to Maharaj Yudhishthira about varnashram and duty, and all of that was connected to Krishna. It's not mundane, even though varnashram deals with things of this world. It's not mundane if it's connected to Krishna. It could be, what is it called? Mundane varnashram, what's it called? Surat varnashram, or what do they call it?
Something like that.
Something like that. We study Daiva varnashram, right, because Daiva varnashram, because it's related to Krishna. It's centered on Krishna. So everything is done for the sake of Krishna. As Krishna tells Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, just do your duty, do it without attachment to the results, do it for the Supreme. The first Krishna doesn't say, I'm the Supreme, do it for me. In the end he does, but in the beginning he does not, because he's beginning as Arjuna's familiar friend and cousin. So he gradually builds up to saying, it's about me, which is the conclusion. So even mundane duties, mundane society arrangements, all of that has to be centered on Krishna, and then it makes it worthwhile. Otherwise, what's the use of it? It's like, once you understand about Krishna, it's like the honey. After you've tasted honey, nothing else is sweet. You know, it's like, why honey? You want to put honey on everything? No? Honey's really sweet. It's really good. So, licking up the honey from the lotus feet of the Lord. The rest of the world has a bottle of honey in a jar and it's closed, and they're arguing about it perhaps, or avoiding it, because who wants to lick a glass jar? So they don't want to lick it, so they just stay in their misery. So anyway, we have the lotus feet of the Lord, and everything that we have to study should be related to that. So let's see. It says, the last line of the second paragraph says, any topic, however pleasant, is not worth hearing if it is devoid of its relation to Krishna. Now we have wonderful opportunities here in Talavana to develop a farm and learn all kinds of interesting things. We have wonderful opportunities to get wrapped up in very nice, pleasant, mundane topics and forget their relation to Krishna. So we have to remember this. We have to remember that if we're studying organic gardening, or varnashram, or permaculture, any of these cool things and natural building materials and all this stuff, we can get so wrapped up in it, it's really cool. And it's a mode of goodness, it's really nice, but we have to remember that it's in the Vedic context. We have to remember it's all for Krishna. So it takes care to remember, to keep Krishna the center when we're talking about all these cool mode of goodness stuff that we get to learn here. So it's a challenge. Even in the city, there's a lot of mode of passion and ignorance. That's a challenge. But out here, there's an opportunity for a lot of mode of goodness, and it's also a challenge. So we have to remember to keep it centered on Krishna. Like the book by Rancho Prime about, what's it called?
Vedic ecology.
Vedic ecology, or no, that's it. Hinduism and ecology. Vedic ecology is somebody's phrase around here. So, I just keep saying that, but actually, Hinduism and ecology, and it describes the village in Hindu culture, the Vedic culture, the village, and they have things that are like permaculture. So we can connect up with that, and we can realize that it's Vedic. Permaculture has to be understood, and then it has to be practical. It's going to work here. We can't just go get all excited about the details possible of permaculture. I'm going to try all these things and make them all work. No, we figure out what works here, and it's Vedic. To control the water, to build the soil, to have cows, like that. And we can learn from the other topics how to make it better, because we're starting out kind of starting over again. But not to get caught up in it just because it's really nice mode of goodness, and just get caught up in that. Because we can, and not to mention the internet in general, we can get caught up in all these things. We have so many opportunities for pleasant topics that are not worth hearing devoted because they're devoted to Krishna. So we have to be really careful about that. Make sure everything relates to Krishna. So much opportunity to go off center that way. Let's see. We talked about the whirl of the lotus. Of course, the whirl of the lotus, in a sense, is contrasted. It's kind of interesting. It's almost like poetic contrast of words, because in the last paragraph, after talking about the whirl of the lotus, in the last paragraph, a living being is eternal by constitution. He is, so to speak, in the whirlpool of birth and death. It's almost poetic to have similar words like that, meaning something opposite. Brings it home more because you feel the contrast more. The whirl of the lotus and the whirlpool of birth and death. And Krishna talks about falling back down into the pool of material, of animal life, material birth and death, back down into the pool. Mm-hmm. So in the whirlpool, whirling round and round, and birth and death, we don't remember our previous births and deaths. If we did, it would be overwhelming. We couldn't live if we could remember all those births and deaths, all those deaths. How many different ways have we died? And most deaths are not nice. So how many different ways have we experienced death? It's a good thing we don't remember in a way, because otherwise we couldn't function. We would be frozen. We couldn't do anything in life. We couldn't even pursue material life. So, and spiritual life, it'd still be hard to. But then the opposite, we forget it all. We forget the danger. So it's very dangerous, this whirlpool, very dangerous whirlpool. And we can get lost for a while again. Even though we started devotional service, look at Davar, how just because he got attached to a deer, he was so advanced. He was so advanced and so dedicated. And then he got attached to a baby deer. Well, how more to goodness can you get? A baby deer, they're just plant eaters, delicate, nice animals. And he was helping the poor thing. And it was so cute. And he was so, attached, and the deer would come and interrupt him on attention. And when he was trying to do his devotional things, the baby deer, all like that. And so then one night in the storm, the deer's running, looking for his baby deer, and he falls off the cliff and dies. And he has to take bite of the deer. But he can remember because he's so advanced, so he hangs out near the sage's ashram and lives his deer life that way. and then takes birth as a human again. But that shows, if we're not that advanced, we could get lost a little more than that for a while. Even though we have done so much devotional service, and we remember Krishna, at the moment of death, if we have a strong attachment somewhere else, we may make a detour, or if we make offenses or something like that. So it's very dangerous, because danger means you might die. And it means you will die more times. So more deaths coming. So that's dangerous. So we have to, not to mention suffering, not to mention the misery of forgetting Krishna even for a while. So we have to be very careful that our topics are centered on Krishna. That we don't want to waste a moment from Krishna topics. Because time is marching on. Time can't be stopped. We can't get any time back, and time is equal to death. In Bhagavad Gita, time is this endless death of all these mouths of Krishna devouring everybody. And so time is death in this material world. In spiritual world, there's no material time. In this world, time is death. It means death is coming, and you can't stop it. So we have to use every moment. We have to be very careful to be relating to Krishna at every moment. So that's the main point here. That the only realities are Krishna and his devotees. So we study Krishna and his devotees, his devotional service, and in the spiritual world, that's all there is. In this world, that's all there is that's worth anything. And so we should try to live our lives with that consciousness, that really everything we think we see around us is really like nothing, and it's just the fact that we're among people who are doing devotional service, and in the spiritual world, same thing, everybody's doing devotional service, and it's all Krishna. He's everywhere, present in the super soul, and we can't see him, he's there on the altar, he's there in the books, he's there in his holy names. To try to realize that and live our life that way. So this is our purpose. So, comments and questions? You were first.
Okay, thank you. So the 18-letter mantra that we are talking about is actually the Kama Gayatri. Okay. And it's Kama Gayatri, it's one of the Gayatri mantra, and it's in Brahma Samhita 527. In the purport it explained the thing, and also in the front page picture of Brahma Samhita, the Krishna is playing a flute, and Brahmaji is listening to it, with his 8 air holes. So also in 527 translation says basically that Krishna initiated Brahmaji with this with his flute. From the flute, the sound of Kama Gayatri is coming, and then that's the initiation mantra for Brahma. One interesting story, Bhurijan Prabhu mentions, I think in the book called My Glorious Master, that once, either it was a lecture or a group of devotees with Prabhupada, and Prabhupada asked this question that, okay, so Krishna is playing the flute and Brahmaji is listening, so what mantra Krishna is giving through the flute? And then Bhurijan Prabhu answers, it's Kama Gayatri. Okay. And then Prabhupada says, okay, recite it, And he was Brahman initiated, and he knew that, it should not be recited like that openly. So but Prabhupada ordered, so he was in anxiety, and he recited Brahma Gayatri instead of Kama Gayatri. And Prabhupada,
he said Brahma Gayatri.
He chanted
so
Brahma Gayatri. Just started Om Bhurbhuva Swaha.
Oh, that was the first one. Okay.
Yeah, first one. So he chanted that because out of it. But Prabhupada said that no, that's not right. But anyway, that was a nice story.
Prabhupada put it. Well, Prabhupada also put it openly. I forget where though. I think most of the Gayatri mantra parts are printed in his books here and there.
Yeah, 527, and also in Chaitanya Charitamrita it's there, other mantras are there.
Yeah, so it's there, so you can get I mean, if you want to research them all, put them together, you can have, but it doesn't have any potency unless you hear it from the spiritual master. But you can get a preview, you can read about it, it's openly there, and it doesn't say, don't read it out loud. If you're reading Chaitanya Charita, read it out loud, there's a mantra, you read it out loud, it's right there. It doesn't mean you have the mantra. You have to be given by the spiritual master.
And even Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in one of his books, he gives the sannyas mantra also.
Oh, it's actually.
What's so much, you know? It doesn't make you sannyas, you know.
So, get it from a sannyasi. So the Gayatri mantra is there, so how did that go? Where did that start with? Where was that in here? I don't remember where it was in the book. Why is it part of this? Anyway, okay, next question.
Like you were reading from the first few translation from the Brahma Samhita.
Oh, okay.
And where it mentioned about this 18-syllable mantra.
Yeah. Okay, Krishna Sharma?
It's again and again, Prabhupada talks about dovetailing. And this is that art of bringing together what you're doing in the mundane and spiritualizing it. Or seeing the real connection, because there is a real connection.
To do that, you have to be doing the mundane according to proper instructions.
Right.
You can't just say, well, this is what I always do, like,
I'm going to spiritual.
I run a grocery store, we sell all kind of stuff, I'm going to dovetail it with Krishna consciousness. It has to be according to the actual directions.
And you have to really see the connection, not just concoct and say, I'm going to put some sugar on this and mix it up, and it's spiritual now.
Okay, anybody else?
When I got Brahman initiation, my Guru Maharaj just kept sitting under the Vyasa-san and asked for a kirtan and called me up, and Narayan was there, and he was about 1.5 years old, and he was close by, and my Guru Maharaj said, just get him to go off a little ways, because even he doesn't understand. If he hears it from me, then that will be good. And so I don't know, somebody
that was the transmission of the mantra by the spiritual master, which is possibly different from when you read it in the book.
That's the point. And then I was going to say in reference to the lotus feet that I heard a class by Gaur Govinda Maharaj years ago, and he was talking specifically about the lotus feet of the spiritual master, but I think that the same thing would apply to Krishna's lotus feet, and he said that in Ayurveda there's a cure for a disease of the eyes where your vision becomes cloudy, and you take Padma Madhu, the honey from the lotus flower, and you apply that to the eyes, directly to the eyes, and it clears your vision. So he was using that analogy in the same way. To take shelter of those lotus feet is to clear our cloudy material vision and help us to come to the right position.
That's actually the Om Jnana Timarandasya, it's about that, like the translation, because we don't have a syringe for putting, ointment on the eyes in our common culture in the West. It's turned into torchlighted knowledge. But actually that's the translation. Is that. Anybody else? Okay. Well, how do I say that?
You can say that, you can come back.
Okay.
Sure.
Skip it? It's not very good. Maybe it wasn't any good. I don't know. Okay, how do you want to
Just also, it was funny, I heard my Guru Maharaj one time tell about, it didn't happen to him, it was another devotee that was on a plane, and the flight, there was something amiss, so that the people on the plane ended up spending like hours on the plane, on the runway, and so they decided to have a talent contest. And so there was a devotee was on the plane, and he got up and he recited the Brahma Samhita prayers, the Sanskrit and translation, and everybody was just like enthralled. And at the end, the whole plane was like clapping. He won the prize, he won the competition, and wow, so fortunate they were,
We don't appreciate sometimes that if we give Krishna consciousness really straight, how actually, sometimes we're afraid to do that, but there's a hunger for people naturally appreciate. It's interesting, thanks. Maureen?
This couple who came this week, they've been texting Hariswani and me like crazy. Did they text you some more?
Just in the evening she was thanking me, but in the morning,
It's the first time they came and they're like, she's like texting me every half an hour. Thank you so much, and then we don't know all this stuff, and they're really ready, They were doing this on their own, and then now they found this. It's just like she can't wait to be back there again.
Wow.
You saw them, right?
I saw them, but I didn't speak to them. I just saw them like from a distance. So I didn't even see the tilak because I only saw when their faces were away from me. So I saw that Harijani was talking to them. So.
They have some markings on their forehead.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew I had to tell them about Krishna. They walked in and said, okay. I gave them some discount and then I talked to them about Krishna. And they came immediately and they want to come back again. And Mother Harijani is like...
Yeah, for sure they're picking up where they left off. They're that kind of person that just like, tell me more, I love this. And it's like, it's so inspiring to have exchange with people like that are so sincere and anxious to hear, it's really amazing.
They know about the tilak and all that. They were wearing it in the public. They don't care, they're wearing it out there.
Wow.
And then some different type of tilaks, but they need outfits. So they somehow or other walked into that gift shop. They found a whole bunch of stuff, but they didn't buy it because I wasn't there. So they said they're coming to, so they'll be dressed now. If they find the dress now, if somebody can teach her to wear sari or skirt and all that.
Right. Everything is in YouTube,
Yeah, it's like,
They can learn.
You know what is my concern for people like that is if you Google the words Hare Krishna, the first website that comes up are the Ritvix. HareKrishna.com is Ritvix. I'm really trying to decide if I should get some input from the devotees. If they'd like to forewarn them, or just not say anything, and they'll stumble across it because there's all this the poison theory and the yada yada, and then it's so contaminating to hear that. Like Guru Maharaj said that the whole Ritvik thing is just maybe even worse than listening to Mayavadi philosophy. It's just so insipid that it just enters into your psyche, and then you say, oh yeah, what about that? What do you do? So I don't know. What do you think, Madhava-priya, about?
They must have been on the internet finding things already. So
yeah,
how does it go?
She did, but then she said she saw Srila Prabhupada, and then she sees him every morning. She did say, she said, I opened the book and the green magazine, and then she saw him, and she said, oh, I see him every day on Facebook or somewhere she looked at, and she don't know. And she tried to follow his teachings, she said.
Yeah, they wanted to buy beads, but I texted Yogendra that I think we really need to get a credit card machine now that we have internet in the temple, because if they would have bought 3 sets of beads in bead bags if there had been a way to pay for them. I don't hear you. That thing, you think it's not even there, and you can only dip it for $21. There's no other way to use it.
It's hard to get credit card machine here, we tried.
No, that machine is not working. The deep jar is not working.
Okay.
According to Yogendra, is that right, Prabhu?
Was it?
Now that we have internet here, we should be able to get a credit card machine.
No, we didn't have internet.
Only now.
Only now.
Oh, okay. So then I was trying to do it again.
I think Veer Krishna Raj has a...
yeah, he does. Years ago.
If you can type in what you want to
his
do.
temple,
Okay.
they have, but
We can check with him.
Both of us were not there, but we can do it on the phone. She told me.
no, but I mean too, when people come to the festival, and there's a credit card machine there, people are going to be swiping like anything. We should have done it years ago.
You can use your smartphone
Yeah.
in the little square or the PayPal triangle.
Yeah, but she said
Oh,
how
we
many
can
times we are here.
Oh.
Houston has it right next to the altar.
Yeah, it used to be done. But as far